You ever wake up and realize your day's about to turn into a live-action soap opera with a barbecue brawl, a fence in pieces, and a whole crowd of uninvited extras in your backyard? Yeah, that was me. Camden Brooks on a Saturday. I was supposed to be on a plane to Florida, not starring in a summer showdown. Let me put it this way, I never lose on my turf, but even I didn't expect to kick off vacation with a trespassing HOA queen and a police report before dessert. Honestly, looking back, the signs were all there: quiet neighbors, perfect lawns, and this lady named Karen who ran the Briarfield Meadows HOA like she'd inherited it from the Queen of England. Our house, we lucked out, sits just outside their precious little kingdom, different zoning, no dues, but sharing a backyard border. Karen always looked at our yard like it was the last stray dog on a show dog block. I figured if I kept my head down, kept the grass trimmed, and didn't ruffle feathers, we'd be left alone. Boy, was I wrong. We'd packed for the beach, sunscreen, flip-flops, passports. Liz, my wife, and the kids had counted down for weeks. 7 days of sun-overpriced crab cakes, and most importantly, no neighbors. Then Hurricane Hadley blew in, and our flight got bumped to Monday. 2 extra days stuck in Dallas, which honestly didn't sound so bad. I thought we'd just lay low, maybe catch a movie, treat ourselves to takeout, and pretend the neighborhood didn't exist for 48 hours. Saturday morning was peaceful. I cut the grass. Liz worked her magic in the flower beds. Kids were inside, still half dreaming of sand castles. Noon rolls around, and I notice a few cars crawling by slower than usual. I chalked it up to nosy neighbors, maybe Zillow tourists checking out real estate. Didn't think much of it. Nobody knew we'd canceled our trip. I didn't see the point in broadcasting we were home. Who cares, right? That night, Liz says, let's not waste a date night, so we dressed up, loaded the kids, and hit a local diner. But when we rolled back in an hour later, I swear to you, it looked like someone had rented out our house for a reality show. Fairy lights blinking, early 2000s pop blasting through the fence, and 2 cars blocking our driveway. Liz squinted out the window. Is that our backyard? I just sat there for a second, wondering if I'd lost my mind. We get out, walk around the side, and I freeze. There are at least 30 people lounging on my grass beach chairs everywhere. Kids running through a sprinkler, a grill station, smoking right next to my tomatoes, lanterns strung up on the pergola, folding tables packed with chips, a keg, the whole deal, and hanging between 2 trees. Welcome to the 5th annual Briarfield HOA Summer Bash. My backyard, not theirs. My fence had a fresh hole cut clean, almost surgical. Not opened, not climbed, sawed. Rubber mats laid out for easy access from the HOA's greenbelt. And there's my patio furniture, my grill, my fire pit being used by total strangers. I start recording on my phone, handshaking, not from fear, but that special kind of anger you can only get when someone steamrolls your boundaries with a smile. Then, I spot her Karen HOA president standing center stage under my pergola wine in hand shirt that reads, "Keep it classy, Briarfield." She acts like we've bumped into each other at the grocery store. "Oh, Camden, you're back early," she says, smiling like she's in a toothpaste ad. "What the hell is this?" I demand. "Oh, well, we thought you'd be out of town. Todd said you were in Florida. We needed a private place for the annual meeting/party, and your yard is just so perfect. It's not permanent. We'll patch the fence before you return. Promise." She says this like she's doing me a favor. "You didn't even ask." We left a note. No one answered. I stared at her, honestly speechless. "So if nobody's home, you just cut through my fence and throw a festival." Now her smile tightens. "No need to be dramatic. We're neighbors. I'm not in your HOA. Technically, you're adjacent. 10 seconds to shut this down before I call the cops." I said, phone still recording. That's when Todd appears, a tank top, gym bro, shaved head, with arms like he's auditioning for American Gladiators. He steps between us. "You're making people uncomfortable, man. This is a community event." "Good. You should be uncomfortable. You're trespassing." He tells me to turn off the camera, reaches for my phone, so I bring it down hard on his nose. Crack! He roars, lunges, but I step back. Old instincts kicking in from years in the field. He hits the grass, the phone still rolling. Party stops dead. Karen drops her wine. Liz behind me calmly says, "Got the whole thing." His face, the punch, the fence, everything. That's when I knew party was over. Cops show up minutes later, flashing lights, washing over folding chairs, and HOA members scattering like cockroaches. Officer Ramirez, who's got a permanent "I'm too old for this" face, asks if I'm the homeowner. Unless breaking and entering's legal. If you bring potato salad, I think we've got a problem, I tell her. Todd's on the grass with a bloody nose. Karen tries to play innocent, says it was all a misunderstanding, left a note, assumed it was fine, blah, blah, blah. Ramirez cuts her off. Did you break a fence to enter this property? It was a temporary access point. We were going to repair it. Ramirez looks at me. Pressing charges. Absolutely. Breaking and entering, trespassing, property damage, assault too. Liz hands over video proof. They take statements, collect evidence, start hauling away the coolers and the open alcohol since there were minors around. As the last guests shuffle out, Karen glares at me, says, "You could have handled this privately, Camden. You cut through my fence. You threw a block party on my lawn. It was for the community," she snaps, holding up her hands like I'm the crazy one. "If you ever set foot on my property again, I'll call the cops before you finish your first step." She storms off, heels crunching like the punctuation at the end of a lawsuit. Monday morning, still seeing red. I gather the footage, phone, security cams, everything, and head to the police station. Official charges: Karen Todd and 2 volunteers for trespassing, assault, property damage. That should have been the end of it, right? Wrong. Next day, I get a fancy letter from Hollingsworth and Day lawyers for the HOA. They're not apologizing. Nope, they're suing me. For aggressive conduct, unlawful surveillance, public endangerment. I laughed out loud. Liz just shook her head. Karen's got the logic of a teacup. Time to call my attorney, Nathan, old friend, former prosecutor now, a pit bull in a suit. Nathan goes nuclear, inspects the damage, reviews the videos, compiles evidence. Not only is this defensible, it's countersuable. We're flipping this so hard, Karen will think she's in a spin cycle. He files a monster counterclaim, trespassing, property damage, underage drinking, retaliatory litigation, the works. Screenshots from HOA emails, Facebook posts, Karen's name all over the approved venue nonsense. HOA members start showing up at my door, not to apologize, but to beg me to let it go. Harold brings cookies. Can't we move past this? Karen sawed through my fence, Harold. He shrugs. Well, it was a community effort. Then the community's gonna be sorry. My mailbox fills with angry letters. My favorite, "Don't bite the hand that barbecues." Liz framed it. I rebuild the fence, reinforced cedar, new cameras, motion lights. If a squirrel sneezes, I get the footage. Karen goes silent, but I know she's plotting. By the first pretrial hearing, Nathan's got evidence stacked to the ceiling, videos, emails, even a guest list, naming my yard as the venue. Their lawyer babbles about shared recreational potential. Nathan just asks, was there a deed transfer? Lease written permission? Nope. The judge lets my countersuit proceed. Then the twist: a former HOA board member, Daryl, reaches out. We meet at a gas station, full spy movie style. He says Karen's been scheming for months to annex my property, tried to buy me out, and when that failed, saw my vacation as a chance to reclaim it. He hands over emails with diagrams. She literally mapped out my lawn as a future pavilion site. Nathan's over the moon. We've got her. News spreads. HOA members backpedal. Karen doubles down, calls a meeting, blasts me in flyers as hostile. Then one morning, spray paint across my new fence. This was ours. I add more cameras. Days later, my neighborhood access gets revoked. Utilities tampered with, fake listings appear online, someone spoofing my address, my name. Liz calls it what it is: harassment. I catch it all on camera, license plate and everything. Nathan files for a civil protection order. Detective Keene from the Suburban Crimes Unit gets involved. Next thing I know, Karen's getting cuffed outside her house. She's stone-faced, but you can see the disbelief, her empire's crumbling. After her arrest, neighbors suddenly find their voices, sharing stories, videos, apologies. Turns out Karen's been forging documents, bullying vendors, and plotting for ages. Even her right hand Marjorie cracks under questioning hands over emails where Karen masterminded the harassment. A contractor provides a sketch, my backyard labeled Future Pavilion. The DA adds conspiracy to the charges. Courtroom's packed. Nathan lays out everything: videos, guest lists, fake ads, the infamous PDF where Karen details plans to force me out. Her lawyer objects, but it's all there in black and white. Judge rules in our favor. Karen's fined HOA, forced to apologize. My yard gets repaired and she's slapped with a permanent restraining order. Feels good, but she isn't done yet. She tries to sue for emotional distress calls. The news paints herself as the victim. We hit back with evidence of digital stalking, identity fraud, harassment. Jury finds her guilty, 18 months in state prison, no early release. HOA stripped of power, whole board reorganized. Weeks later, peace settles back in. Liz jokes our house is Fort Brooks. I'm invited to speak about HOA reform, maybe even run for office. Sometimes I just sit on the porch watching the wind, grateful for a yard that's finally my own again. But I'm not naive. I know what petty tyrants will do when they think nobody's watching. Only now somebody always is, and the camera never blinks. So let me ask you, where's the line between community and control? Ever fought back when someone tried to take what's yours? Drop your stories down below. Let's talk about what justice really means when the enemy's living next door.